Recently, I've been on a mission to figure out how to light up my apartment because I don't want to use, well, whatever this ceiling thing is. It makes the apartment look very sterile, like a hospital, or the Asian parent interrogation room as to why my A was missing. So after a little bit of tinkering and spending non-necessary money, instead of the apartment lighting looking like this, it now looks something like this. Now, I do want to preface by saying that I know nothing about interior design. Everything that you see in my apartment is purely based off personal preferences and vibes, and maybe Pinterest. So if you don't like anything that you see in my apartment, I think it's completely cool. But please feel free to keep those opinions to yourselves. However, if you do know anything about interior design, I would love to hear more constructive criticism about how I can improve the layout or the setting in my apartment, because interior design is actually something that I want to learn quite a lot, because now that I have my own apartment, I can do absolutely everything to it. So if you do have any constructive criticism about interior design that you would love me to implement, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. But if it's purely just a I don't like it because I don't like it, well, you can shut the fuck. I think lighting is one of the most underrated elements in interior design. It makes the space functional at night, it highlights key areas, sets the atmosphere, showcase decorations, and can even make small spaces look bigger. That's why I always keep a light bar in my pants. I think lighting is everything in my apartment. It's what makes the space feel cozy and warm. I try to brighten up my life, but the only thing that works is to buy more lamps. Hopefully by the end of the video, you can get a rough idea of how I arrange my lighting in my apartment and maybe use it as an inspiration to light up your space as well. Number 1, understanding the Kelvin scale. Now, before you go out and buy any light, it's important to understand the color of the light that you want. And to understand that, you need to understand the Kelvin scale. Now, the Kelvin scale is a scale to measure the color or the temperature of the light. Now, I don't know who Kelvin is, but I'm sure that he's pretty good at this whole lighting thing. The lower the number on the Kelvin scale, the warmer the color of the light will be. And the higher the number on the Kelvin scale, the colder and whiter the color of the light will be. Let's say that the lighting is at 2700 Kelvin. It would reminisce the glow of a candle. But if the lighting is at 6000 Kelvin, it will reminisce the lighting that you would find at a hospital. In my apartment, because I spend most of my time here at night, I try to keep it as warm and as cozy as possible. So most of my lighting in my apartment is set to 2700 to 3000 Kelvin. That's why it has this warm and yellowish glow, but not orangey enough that it feels off. Life is cold sometimes, but at least the lights are warm. So before you go out and buy lights, especially from different companies, it is important to match the Kelvin temperature on the lights. It doesn't have to match exactly the numbers, but as long as visually they look the same, then you should be good, to avoid that awkward mix of different colors and to create a more cohesive looking space. Think of the Kelvin scale as your light's personality. Do you want your space to feel warm and cozy, or do you want it to feel cool and focused? Which brings us on to the next point, which is functional lighting and ambient lighting. Functional lighting are your main lights. They're supposed to let you see and do things, hence the name being functional. I've set up 2 large floor lamps from Govee, which lights up the entirety of my living area plus my workspace. Try mapping out the living area to see where you spent the most time at. The more you spend time at a specific place, the more necessary it is to put a functional lighting there. Functional lighting should do its job well, in a sense that even without any other sources of light, the space should still be very usable. In the bedroom, I have a snazzy looking floor lamp that I got from Amazon. Now, if you think, wow, your bedroom is really dim, you are absolutely correct, because that's the point. For me, my bedroom is strictly for sleeping. So if you see me in my bedroom for more than 15 minutes, you can be sure that I clocked out for the night and you wouldn't be able to see me or contact me in 7 or 8 hours. The reason why I don't need that many lighting in my bedroom is because I want to keep my sleeping environment as dim as possible, and also the remote control that comes with the floor lamp makes it convenient for me that I don't even need to get out of my bed to turn on and off the lights. Call me lazy, but it works. Now, digressing a little bit, because I'm a very light sleeper, even the tiniest amount of sunlight can wake me up. So I try to keep my bedroom as dim as possible. I even bought blackout curtains. Now, if you're someone like me who's struggling with sleep, I actually highly recommend trying out this sleeping mask from Manta Sleep that I've been using for the past couple of months. This has been keeping my sleep quality to that max. It is super comfortable to use, and it blocks out even the tiniest amount of sunlight. Even with blackout curtains in place, I still use this mask for that extra layer of darkness. Like my jokes sometimes, feel free to check out the vast variety of sleep masks provided by Manta Sleep. I have left the link in the description. You can use code KEO10 for a 10% discount. Another example of functional lighting in my apartment would be this monitor light bar. Now, I don't know if this is classified as a functional light, but it does light up the entirety of my desk space. Even when I come back from work, I actually spend quite a lot of time at my desk, whether it's eating, studying Japanese, or just chilling with the boys. This is where I spend my most time at. So having a functional lighting there makes complete sense. Another lighting tip, if you want to reduce eye fatigue and you have a big ass monitor at home, is to backlit any of your monitors. This is to reduce the contrast between your monitor and the background, because your eyes are always trying to find that balance of light. So if you don't want to be too tired staring at a monitor in a dimly lit environment, just backlit your monitor, which is what I did here. And then we come to ambient lighting. This is where you can have some fun, and strictly speaking, it is not really necessary. So it's more for the vibes. And they sort of add personality to your space, which is something I don't have. Ambient lightings are good to highlight decorations in your space, or to expose bad life decisions. I've added quite a few small ambient lights to highlight decorations in my apartment, like my plants, my prints, and to fill out the dark spaces in my living area. Now, because they are all remote controlled, I can turn them on very conveniently, and because they are wireless, I can put them wherever I want. Which brings us on to the next point, which is wired versus wireless lighting. Now, I think this is where a lot of people start to have differences, because some people might not like the idea of having to charge every single light every few days, and some people don't like to deal with wires. I am a little bit of both. So to keep it simple, all my functional lighting are wired, and all the ambient lighting in my apartment are wireless. The pros and cons are pretty obvious. For wired lightings, you don't need to charge them up, but you have to deal with the wires that run along in your apartment. But for wireless lighting, you need to charge them, but you can put them wherever you want, and they're more flexible in terms of how you use them. Plus, wireless lighting makes a good mini torch if you want to make a late night bathroom trip. So having a balance between wired and wireless lighting is pretty decent, in my opinion. At the end of the day, I think lighting is all about experimenting. It is a continuous work in progress. Even till now, I still go on Amazon every now and then to see if I can find even better lighting, or lighting that I want to try in my apartment to see if it fits. Of course, I also fucked up. I bought the wrong lights, the wrong color, and I ended up giving away to my friends or selling it. Again, I am no interior design expert. I study linguistics, and I'm currently working at a sports car rental company in Japan. So what do I know? But I've had tremendous fun experimenting with lighting in my apartment, and what you see right now is basically what I've come up with. If you're looking for inspiration, I hope that this video gave you some ideas, and I'm happy that I'm able to shed some light on how I light up my space. Whether it's your apartment or your bedroom, small changes like adding the right lights can make a big difference. My lighting setup is proof that I cannot brighten my life, but at least I can brighten up my living room. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching till the end. I've left all the links in the description for you guys to check out, and if you guys want to know more about my apartment, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. And as always, have a beautiful, beautiful day wherever you are, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Real soon. Take care. Bye.